There is a thought experiment in philosophy called the experience machine. It asks you to imagine a machine which you can choose to go into. Now, this machine can stimulate your brain to make you feel like you're having pleasurable and happy experiences. Basically, you can live the rest of your life in exactly the way that would make you happiest and not know that it isn't real. So the question I ask myself is, would I go into the machine? I don't know exactly when I first came across this question. Technically, it may have been as a young teen when I first watched The Matrix. Maybe. But what I do know is that whenever I revisit this question, I find myself with a new answer. And I think it is an interesting way of testing myself to see how much I have grown and changed over the years. So if we go back in time to the dreadful years of my teenage self, I said yes to the experience machine because I only saw it as an escape from typical angsty 15-year-old issues. Moving swiftly ahead, I grew up a little. Now let's say I'm around 17, 18 years old. I look back and I scoff at my teenage self because I study philosophy at college now and I think I'm wise and I drink coffee and I probably grew my first chin hair. At that point, I said no to the experience machine because I learned that it was just a philosophical counter-argument. It was just there for people to say no to it, to prove that there's more to life than just being happy. I guess I thought I was smart. But now we reach the present, 20 years old. I find myself asking this question once again, and this time it's changed to a yes. But not for the same reason as my troubled teenage self. In fact, I think yes simply because I like happiness. I worry so much about what I'm doing with my life and what I should be doing, but I've started to find comfort in reminding myself to just make choices which bring the most happiness. If I were plugged into the experience machine, I would feel happy, and the mere feeling of joy is real, even if the actions that are happening are not. So I think it's worth it. It's just the same as I find happiness in other things that exist in this world. Like when I find joy in watching a good film, even if it's technically not real. Or I find joy in playing video games, even if I'm not actually driving on Rainbow Road. Could these things technically be little experience machines in themselves? I also wonder what kind of experience I'd want to live if I was to go into the machine. I suppose I think I'd be happy finding success in making films. Which brings me to think, is that not what I'm working towards now anyways? Is that not what I'm doing right at this moment? And if so, what if I was already living in the experience machine? In which case, I have more thinking to do.